Welcome back. And now tune into the other side of sports. It's your host, Laws in the building. It's me. It's Aaron. You already know we here. We rocking out. Got a lot of stuff on tap today. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into it. First things first, though. It's been a lot. So it's been a lot of chatter about this Rihanna post thing. Did you see this, Joe Aaron? This Rihanna picture, photograph of Rihanna, yeah, and ASAP Rocky.
Yeah.
Now it's been a lot of chatter because you know if you seen this post, you see Rihanna, she's out in front, basically like it's her family, she running the show. They made
This is a
ASAP
fact.
Rocky get
This is a fact.
okay. They made ASAP Rocky. It looked like they took the paintbrush and just brushed his features to make him look feminine in the back and got him holding a baby. You know, look like he's the mother and she's the father. I mean, if you're talking conventional, gender roles, do you have a problem with this? Because the internet, is in a tizzy over this jump.
S- So I feel like I gotta address a couple of things before I even get to fully answer your
Okay,
question. We got
okay,
time?
you we got time.
All right. So the first thing is, generally speaking, 95% of men, when we see something like this, we like, oh, this Bama looking sussy, and we know that the dynamic of the picture is intentional,
Uh
but it
huh.
doesn't bother us. Like we're not like, you know what I mean? Like this is how a lot
Yeah.
of these angry, bitter, old, uh, undesirables try to depict men react. But this is not like it doesn't make us angry. We look at it like, I wouldn't do that, or we see that
Yeah.
it's a contrived image that they
Uh
tried
huh.
to pull. So, so that's the first piece. Like, God, generally speaking, 95% of men aren't like mad. They're not
They
losing
don't. They
sleep
don't
over it.
care. Yeah, they
Right.
don't care that
They
much.
and
Uh-huh.
we joke about all kind of stuff. So it might be some guys that's like popping, cracking jokes or whatever. But this isn't a big deal as far as masculinity or men. This
Mhm.
isn't keeping us up at night the way that the way that things that they
Mhm.
see keep them up at night. That's first and
Okay.
foremost.
Okay.
The second point is whenever they always try to take these kind of images, these celebrity relationships, and try to kind of like I, I can't think of the word. They try to like use it as an example of their life. You are not Rihanna. You are not a billionaire. ASAP Rocky would have zero interest in you, or most men have zero interest in you.
Okay.
So you might have your master's degree and you might make $85,000 a year and you feel like you're rich because the internet's told you you're rich and you're successful. But this is not your dynamic in your relationship. This is not why men are quote unquote intimidated by you and why you can't find a
Ah.
man. This isn't it. So don't point to this and try to say, see how guys are reacting to this. Like, no, Rihanna's a billionaire. You're not a billionaire. She is the
Uh-huh.
head of that household. Whatever she says goes. Period. There
Do you
aren't.
think
It's a
what?
handful of guys on the planet that would be the that would be, I guess, the head of that relationship
Okay. Okay.
from an earning standpoint.
Is it an emasculation of the black man? Is this in line with that?
It is, but I think at this point, this isn't like some. I don't feel like this is necessarily a white supremacist like
Uh
government
huh.
conspiracy to emasculate the black man. I feel like
Okay.
the culture is in a place where it's just accepted that the man is not the head of the household.
Okay.
Not saying that's a real thing or not. The imagery, what's portrayed, is just not the case. So I don't think this is one of those things where they're like, "Ooh, rubbing their hands, like we got him again." Like I just
Oh
don't
yeah,
think that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
this is. ASAP Rocky been jive feminine from the get go.
He has been doing some.
If you
Yeah.
see the pictures of him before he was on as a rapper, he had the long permed hair like Snoop,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
looking
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
youngin' holding a baby. Matter of fact, in the picture I saw from like the '90s or early 2000s. So this isn't a stretch for him. And I mean, if the situation works for them, more power to them. Like
Yeah.
it's just this is not your. We're not going to use this and port it over to your life and be like, see how these guys are reacting. Like he doesn't have a problem doing it for Rihanna. Bitch, you ain't Rihanna.
Is it that simple?
It's that simple.
D, you want to jump in there about this picture of Rihanna and ASAP? Do you have a problem with it? I know you're coming in on the tail end of it. Do you have a problem with this? Does this
What's the
bother you?
problem? What's the problem?
Thank you.
Just tell me what the problem is in the image, and then I'll be able to tell you if I have a problem or not. But
So,
I'm
so,
not looking at anything.
And D
so,
might
so
be more
people say,
traditional than me.
so
One of
people
the
are
few
saying
people
that
on the planet.
they got Rihanna out front. They got ASAP in the back. He looking like the mother from a, they brushed his features to make it look real soft and try to like make her features a little strong and more. We ask, would you have a problem with this photo as it stands?
No, I don't have a problem with it. Matter of fact, it's just a scenario like Aaron was saying that they're in. Like this guy is with a woman that is on top. I mean, nobody can deny her being on top as an artist with, as her artistry and her acumen, and on top of that, the amount of money she makes and her popularity. He's not on her level. So I mean, it's a different scenario, and her scenario can't be the
Yeah,
standard for everybody else's scenario.
that's
That's
a fact.
that's what I see with this. And then the fact that, at least he is holding and kissing his baby, because the other argument will always be, well, black men don't want to be and be a father to their kids and things like that. So really and truly, this scenario is a double-edged sword. Because in one hand, he's like, oh, look at this guy following this woman. Look at him. You need to be like this. You know what I'm saying? But on the other hand, he's being a dad.
Supporter, yeah.
Dad.
He
Like
playing his role.
And that's a perfect word to use, Harold. Like with her being who she is, his job is to be a support to her. Like, and sometimes, like there'll be like a competition in couples sometimes where it's like, I can shine too. We see that a lot. I don't know if I want to say names, but like Aisha Curry, certain people who
Yeah.
will never be as big as the
There,
guy, and
there,
it's like
there.
this internal conflict within them where it's like turmoil where they just like they need something. They need to be out in the front. They need to be seen. They need to feel equal. Whereas most times there's going to be somebody in, I don't want to say the head of the house, but there's going to be somebody who kind of leads the forefront or who is a bigger force, whether it be earning or whatever the case may be. And sometimes, or a lot of times, you just need that the person you're with to be a support.
Right.
And
Because you have to have a leader all the time, Aaron. There's always got to be a leader in a relationship.
Yeah.
You have to.
You can't have two people leading.
Yeah.
I kind of admired Alabama, to be honest. So to be clear, forget what you know about guys and what they wouldn't do for these youngins who might be head of HR, whatever these joints have that be having spicy on Facebook, right? Almost everybody we know would be happy to hold her hand, be walking behind, kissing the baby. Rihanna is the youngin.
That's a fact. Bama's, there's a lot of Bama's standing. It'll be a long line all the way down past the Toys R Us, past the Shell gas station, everywhere. Just to be in this photo, holding her hand, walking behind her, hold the baby. They do whatever, dog.
Now he might not have. I wouldn't have the outfit he got on, the leather vest and the leather pants.
I would.
That might be a hoodie, you know what I mean?
But Bama got the Chippendale type joke. You gotta take that off, Jack.
But two things can be true, dog.
Like, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. So all right, so we're gonna get into it. Now on the sports, that's off the table. Shout out to my man Van. He hit me the other night. He was like, dog, y'all need to talk about the NBA and how it's changed in the All-Star game. The Bama Jason Tatum put up 53 points. There's an era in time where that would not happen, dog. Now like Bama score 40s in NBA games like it's nothing. No, the NBA All-Star game, the final score was 184 to 175
Hold on. When wouldn't this have happened?
in the
Is this
90s,
is
in
this
the
emotion?
80s.
Hold on. Is this emotion or did we really dig it? It used to be All-Star games where Bama was scoring 200 points, though. It's always been the flugazi when it comes to the All-Star game.
So I'll say this: the All-Star game is flawed. It's flawed because it's in the middle of the season when Bama's are like really gearing up to get ready to play playoff basketball, and there's a lot at stake. That's why in this
Right.
game, LeBron James played like 5 minutes, shot a couple jumpers, dunked it a few times, and then sat down, and then just
Don't get hurt.
you know
Get some shots up. That's
yeah,
it.
and so you got a lot of players just doing that. That's why they take a half court shots, doing a lot of stuff from an entertainment standpoint. Depending on how you view it, it could come off different kind of ways. But like as far as competitiveness and it being competitive and Bama's going hard in the game, that's just not happening anymore. Dog. It's just not happening anymore. But like there's literally no defense in the jump. Like Bama's is just doing whatever in the jump now. Like it's really I think if they want to bring any kind of like competition to it, this is my idea of what they should do with the All-Star game before we get into Mac McClung winning the dunk contest, which I'm surprised by, but
How?
during Black History Month. Because you should have called out all the top ringer back. I'm getting the best dunkers. I'm saying, Levine, you got to get back in it. There's no way I'm gonna let this Bama run off with the trophy on Black History Month. Ain't no way. But we not there yet. If they want to make the All-Star game matter, the first thing that they need to do is move the game to the end of the season.
Is that even worse? Because
That's
Bama's not in
worse.
game shape.
Right.
No,
They on
because
vacation.
these Bamas all play in the off season. They play in leagues. They do USA basketball.
But they
be
playing
up-
some
they
other
do-
stuff too in the off season.
They do, but like to
And what-
me, I feel like you move it to the off season, right? Almost do it like the NFL does their Pro Bowl game. Have it after the season, and then you do it like tournament style, where like you have basically all the players. They basically do pickup games, like, and you just pick the teams. Like everybody just puts their teams together and assemble their teams, and for a week, it's like a week tournament. That's it. And you just play like you win, you advance, you lose, you out like that. But it's
What's
like
the
basically like
incentive?
fantasy team.
What's
Let
the
me give you the
incentive in
answer.
I
doing?
mean, money.
Let me give you the answer you're looking for. $5 million to the winner, to everybody who wins, or $1 million to everybody on the winning team, 30,000 to everybody on the losing team. Then you would have Bama's out there competing. But you want to throw Bama's pennies, and also you hassle Bama about getting injured or staying injured and all this other stuff, not finishing out the season. This is not, and fans act like all they care about is championships. Like nothing else matters, just winning rings. Then this joint is insignificant.
I
It's
feel like,
insignificant.
I feel like all these type of games are. When you look at the NFL and its Pro Bowl, it's the same thing. Now it's at a flag football type of deal. No one's really wanting to. You will watch it for entertainment, but you don't care that much. You may watch the first 5 minutes of it. No one's really paying attention to these games when you really think about it, because it's all about a player's availability. And if you were to slip up, get hit, twist the ankle, had a major injury, and then next thing you know, you're going into the offseason hurt, you can't train, and then that kind of fills into that. So you spills into that. So that's my whole thing. There's no really incentive. The money is good, but a lot of these guys make top dollar, unless these guys are the ones that are at the bottom. But the problem is it's the all-star game. So these are the top cream of the crop guys. So these are the guys that are the high money earners. So how do you then incentivize them? Because they're making big money, whether they're playing in that game or whether they're doing stuff on the side. You know what I'm saying? It's just the reality of it. It's really going to be hard for them to get this, especially with the league where you have players taking breaks during the season. You got low management and all that stuff. We didn't have that. Now you got low management.
No management. What is that? They
You know
don't.
how to, yeah, bro. That's the
No,
part.
it's
Back
so
in the day.
so this brings me to the new question, because a lot of the NBA guys would ask, what is something that the old guys say or they've heard that they don't like, and it was a consensus that the new generation is soft. Is that true? Because I believe they are soft, dog.
What does that mean? Help me understand.
So my definition of soft is under the same environment that a lot of the 90s guys, 80s players had to play in, where you going through the lane and a Bama blow you in your chest and you go to one knee and Bama just go back up the court like ain't nothing happen. I don't think a lot of these guys would survive in that environment, dog. I think a lot of these guys who are scorers and everybody like, dog, this Bama cold. I don't necessarily know that it would translate to that environment. Now, some of these Bamas can score, and it don't matter what environment you put them in. KD, you can put him in 1965, he's gonna score 60. You put him down, he's gonna cook. But some dudes mentally not cut for how Bamas used to play in the 80s and 90s, dog. Their mentality is just not there.
Is it better?
I don't know that it's not. Well, so let's say this. For the product itself, it's not better because you want scoring, right? And that's what you're getting. But you don't get there's no such thing as a lockdown defender. We don't have nobody who can like really strap and stop Bama's from scoring. That doesn't happen anymore. It used to happen. It didn't happen all the time, but there were guys that you knew that were in the league. Like, oh, this Bama could stop.
You know why it used to happen?
Tell me.
It wasn't that many cookers. Bama's is so nostalgic about these Bamas who had to have second jobs.
It's a lot of
Harold, stop it. You got Bama 6'8", 6'10", who could shoot the three at 40%, who could handle.
I'm not saying they're not more athletic.
They're better.
I'm not saying it.
They're better, so they don't want to wrestle. Whenever you play too much ball and you know the answer to this question. Whenever we play basketball with sorry Bamas, what do? They extra physical. Sorry Bamas is always extra physical. The Bama who can't get no buckets. So what do? He play extra hard on defense.
No, yeah, you're right. I was saying, I'm just saying, maybe because like I remember playing with my uncles back in the day, like my dad's friends and all like that.
They couldn't get no buckets.
They couldn't get no buckets. And I would be out there jumping, and I'm cooking, but I know Babs would do some cheap shots, though. They would bow me in the chest. I'd be wheezing on the sideline, like Babs wouldn't even help me up, though. They just be like, "You all right, young blood? You good? Get up. You all right?" Like I just don't know if the physicality of the game. I don't know if it would just.
People maybe you're right, though. They're more skilled now.
They are.
They don't have to spend time. If you can get 40, you're not really spending time worrying about defense like that. Like that's a rarity. You talking about Jordan? You talking about maybe Kobe? It's like a handful of Bamas who could score like that, who was also playing D at that level on the other end. Defense was usually relegated for like the Rodman, all of these goons was Bamas who couldn't get buckets really. Every team had one because it was more dudes that couldn't get buckets. But now to get to the league,
you gotta score.
Almost all guys got to be able to score.
Yeah. And that's so true.
Go ahead, D. My fault.
No, I was gonna say that's so true, man. How the league is now. But I do think to kind of answer the initial question, the league's culture definitely has changed, and it seems to be, if you want to use the word quote unquote soft. Because of things like low management, when you see guys get hurt and they'll be out for several games, people are not really, at least the perspective from us as fans, it doesn't look like guys really play through those injuries they used to be.
But the culture is different because back in the day, Bama's would have a badge of honor, like get a concussion and then just go back out on the floor. Like Bama's like, young, he came back, dog. Oh my God. Like that was the thing back then.
Yeah. And they also was making the same amount of money as we make back then. So stop it, dog. Like, the culture is too different.
You're right, dog.
That's the thing. To me, the culture is the major thing. Now where it is right now, you can't put that back to what things used to be.
It ain't no real thugs out there either, too. Back in the day, I feel like Bama's have really knocked you up, though.
Yeah.
But it's just like one thing, the AAU circuit, like all these guys know each other. They've been playing with each other since they was like 11 and 12. So they have real friendships. Like that's like us going out and playing ball and somebody, because they fans of a city or a team, wanting us to really wreck or act like we about to, knowing that when we get off, we can be like, young, did you know what I mean? It's just not. the real
not the
world. Like
same.
people
You
can
trying
want
to
it
get
to be the
wings?
old way,
Yeah.
but it started to sound Bama started sounding like MAGA. Like I want it to be the old way. Like that doesn't mean it was better. It was just different. The culture groomed people for that.
Right.
Like you could fight. Now you throw one punch, you get off the bench, you suspended. So
Yeah.
like, how does it
You
make sense?
shove.
And
Yeah.
then when they act tough, we call them fake tough guys. You see your boy Ja and all this other stuff. So it's just if you're making that kind of money, guys are more skilled. The culture is completely different. They're not
It
growing up in the
is.
same
You're
environment.
right.
A lot of them coming from two-parent households. We talked about that during the draft. Like we see more fathers coming out for the top picks than we ever saw. It's just the culture is so different where I don't think you can compare it. And for me, scared, soft means scary. I don't think these guys are
Mhm.
scared. They just the environment that they're in, they're focused more on being skilled, scoring the basketball.
Mhm.
I don't think that make them necessarily soft. It's just the
Yeah.
culture.
Right.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. You talked me off a ledge because I was like, these Bams is soft, dog. I was
Now,
saying,
if you mean like there are less hood dudes, it's a lot of suburban like well-to-do Bammers that's in the
uh-huh,
league now, in both leagues actually, versus what we
uh-huh.
were growing up used to seeing.
For sure.
So, but it's just hard for me to like just because the dude's from the suburbs to be like he's soft. Like he's
Yeah,
just not focused on doing dumb dust ball kind of stuff.
yeah. Okay, okay, fair enough. Well, before we transition on, another reason I said that, dog, because I just remember the climate of playing basketball back in the day, dog. If you scored too much, Bams would try to wreck you, dog. Like it just was different, bro. It was just like more. I say the environment was just more edgy.
But
Like
I
it was just
think
more like stuff could pop off
true.
quick over a hoop game, dog. You remember what's that jump? White man can't jump. Lama brought the tool to the jump because he got
I'm going to
like
my
it
car.
just
I get my
you
other car.
already know.
When I come back, I'm gonna shoot all y'all.
That's all I'm saying. No, that environment is changed. I mean, they young Batman's still shooting, but they're just not shooting over basketball. Like it just
70% of the fights that I got into in my life was on the basketball court.
that's what I'm trying to say.
70%.
Yeah.
But like Aaron was saying, I think it's because of the way these players go through a circuit, and so now you got friends and buddies, and you got social media that allows you to be friends with people that you may not necessarily live in the same neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? With, and then you're able to kind of have a culture that is usually like more buddy buddy. Because like LeBron, for instance, he ain't like how Jordan was as being the top player in the
Oh
league.
nah, he friends with everybody,
Friends
dog.
with everybody, man. And so you can't knock him for that. That's just the way things are for his time compared to where things used to be. So, you know, it's just different.
If you was Jordan's friend, he was going to do something to make you his enemy, dog.
Yeah,
Just to have a competitive like back and
right.
forth.
To let you know. Did you watch that on Netflix with Kobe Bryant they were talking about the dream teams, quote unquote. And they were
Mhm.
talking about the one, I forget what they called it. It was after all the, the big dream teams like with Jordan and all those guys. And then US
When
started
they
losing.
lost,
When
oh yeah.
US started losing joints, and then so Kobe Bryant joined the team to bring some of that toughness back because everybody they were losing. So Kobe comes into the joint, and so Kobe comes in. They were like the first play. Kobe went to LeBron. He said, "Look, man," he said, I'm a foul Powell really hard. Cause Powell was on his team in LA.
Yeah.
And man, I mean, he ran right through his chest. He said, I'm gonna run through his chest. And he ran through his chest to send a message. But see, those things ain't like how they are now. That's
Nah, you
older
can't
stuff.
send
You
no
can't do
messages.
even if you friends and teammates, you're not
No,
doing that.
you heard the jump when Jordan was like when they was playing against Kukoc and how Pippen like basically beat up Kukoc before that Bama came to the team. Like they beat him up the whole game just to see if he could stand it and actually play on the team. In the USA basketball zone, they just beat him up, dog. They just like, dog, they got this kid. Okay, beat him up just to see if he could be on the team.
Like you
So
jumping them in, yeah.
yeah, initiation, dog. It's just gang initiation, dog. All right, D. It's your turn. We done spoke on it. Aaron back on the team, dog. He rocking with the
Hold
roster.
on, that fast?
Wait.
And that fast?
Yeah, he
This is not a
back.
fact, D. This is not a fact, D.
Okay.
He back, dog. You ain't telling you was back. Last
Nah,
episode.
No, you gotta listen back. I never said I'm back.
Alright.
What I said is I got to root for the offense to be successful. All while rooting for Ron Rivera to get ran out of town, and it's going to be an impossible feat. But I'm definitely not back. If he the head coach in 2024, like I'm suspecting, I'm back. But I'm not rooting for the team until they get a black head coach.
D,
Period.
as a Giants fan on the outside looking in, what are your thoughts?
That I ain't gonna lie. I'm not happy as being a Giants fan. I'm not happy that y'all got, you know what I'm saying, Bieniemy, because of how good the defense was without Bieniemy. So now you put somebody in with his type. See, this is the thing that I noticed last year with our team and how successful it was. It's because we had good coordinators. See, I don't care how good your players are. If you got a bad coordinator, everybody can look like trash. Easily. You know what I'm saying? But when the minute we got a coordinator and Mike Kafka, and he was able to use what we had. We didn't have a vicious offense, but guess what?
Have a lot, yo. He made something out of nothing.
That's it. And he was able to put a game plan together that made these guys look good on film, win games when they needed to, put up points when we needed to. So I just feel the same way with you guys, but I feel like even more so because y'all offensive line was good. Y'all wide receivers was good. Tight end. Every position y'all had, running back, y'all had y'all offense was on top. So I just feel like when you add him into that mix with his creativity, Bama's doing ring around the rosy. I don't know if y'all gonna be doing that, but
pick plays, the plays that I'm just like, dog. That when you have Bama's come and in a post hit and then he go up the seam and the safety got a pick, just simple game planning, adult game planning, not just where Bama's is all running in the same lane and it's a pass right here and it's three Bamas in the same area. Like, what is this?
Right. And that I'm concerned about that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm concerned as a fan. I just don't. I feel like y'all offense is gonna be real good. I don't know about the defense and I don't know about Ron as a coach, but to me, offensively,
just stay
Washington's gonna put up numbers.
BE's way, dog. Just stay out his way, dog. Let him do what he do.
I hope he does. I hope he does too, man, because he deserves a head coaching job. And
they did him dirty.
And people coming out and saying, for other reasons, but he deserves a chance, man. I hope this Washington doesn't be Washington and ruin him in terms of his ability to make.
I always say to Joe, like The Last of Us, like it's just zombies just waiting on every episode to get somebody. You just gotta know that's how it is with this team and dysfunction. It's like a zombie. It's like you can forget about it for like one episode or two, but it's gonna come back. Now we gotta get Dan out of there. I think the Bama gonna stick around, though. Because it seems like the fan base is excited about this move. Since we talking about the Giants, D, are y'all gonna give Daniel Jones $45 million?
Unless somebody's smoking that crack, you know what I mean? If we give him $45 million, I'm gonna disavow myself as a Giants fan.
You gonna lead the squad, D?
I'm gonna lead the squad. To me, that would be the biggest mistake. You know what I'm saying?
What is he worth?
He's worth like 35.
Okay.
35 million. You know what I'm saying? Him asking for that type of money, if that is true, what they were saying. Because, all right, so you heard how he switched agents, right? So it's assumed that he switched agents because he wanted to get a better deal or, get, whatever.
I'll tell you why he switched agents.
But now it's coming out that he didn't actually switch the agents. The agent didn't want to represent him anymore. So I asked, why is that?
Daniel Jones delusional?
That's what I'm thinking. See, that right there is what I'm thinking. That he believes he should get so much. The person that had represented him was like, nah, man, you asking for too much because you're not at that level. And then he, leaves
This
that
Bama
representation.
He trying to do 10x rule with the organization, ask for the highest amount ever, and then hopefully it settle down to 35, 40.
Right. And that's the part I felt right there that he's trying, if this is all true. And just to put this out there right before Aaron, because I know he's chopping at the bit to say what he got to say. So these are these are the quarterbacks that are near or around 45 million. Josh Allen.
Oh,
Okay.
not even close.
Pat Mahomes.
Nope.
Deshaun Watson.
Nope.
We got one more. We got Russell Wilson.
Which Russ?
Even with the bad season.
If you average it out, no.
And then Kyler Murray.
No, hell no, still no.
No.
So all those guys, none of which
going to be Lamar.
Can we go to 35? Do you have it in front of you?
Hold on, I'm about to look. Hold on.
You can just go down the list of quarterbacks, and then we'll tell you to stop when you get to where that Bama is, and then you look at that Bama salary,
right?
And then we figure out the rest.
All right, so Aaron Rodgers is the highest paid, 50 million.
Okay.
All right, so we already know he's not in that stratosphere, so we're gonna just eliminate that. These are the top 10 quarterbacks. Derek Carr is at 40.
No.
Dak Prescott is at 40.
No.
Matt Stafford is at 40.
No.
Kirk Cousins is at 35.
No.
That's the top 10 right there. Of the amount of money they make.
And of course, as years pass, the number goes up.
Correct.
So I get that his 35 might be 22 years ago or 3 years ago when some of these other guys signed.
Mm-hmm.
That being said.
But real quick before you say that, Aaron, but you realize, remember, Kirk Cousins gets a new contract every year. So his 35 is kind of that recent guaranteed thing. But go ahead.
Okay. So this is my frustration with the situation. I'm not a Giants fan, but I'm not an anybody fan right now. So I kind of like.
You're a Commanders fan.
This is not a fact, dog. This is not a fact. Do I answer this question?
Well, we got the enemy, dog.
Do I root for them to lose or not?
Do you actively
dog, see me rooting for these Bama's to lose?
No, you do actively root for them to lose, but you gonna root for them now, dog, because it be enemy, dog. I'm not gonna be rooting for them by myself.
I'm gonna be rooting for the offense, dog, but on defense, I'll be rooting for these Bama's to get bammed on every week. Every week.
All right.
But back to Daniel Jones. This is what frustrates me about the situation. These are Giants fans, so to me, it's a little bit of bias on that. I think Daniel Jones is some trash, but of course, we have two different definitions for trash. Not the Heineke trash, but like the the Matt Ryan trash. So it's like, for me, for him to ask for 45 after this one season, after the team had success, it's almost like him taking credit for the success of the team, when I think it's the other way around. You got Saquon and the head coach and all these other pieces in the defense that pulled him along. He had 15 passing touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
For the year?
For the year. 5
damn.
interceptions. He had 10 games under 200 yards passing. If that was happening in Washington, we'd be saying he's a bum and we need a new quarterback. But because they made the playoffs, which they got very close to not making the playoffs, if Washington did what they were supposed to do, it's a chance that team doesn't make the playoffs. So it's like they're interchangeable. They're interchangeable. And so for him to say, okay, I want 45 now, to me, that's the agent saying, dog, you're not worth 45. And him like, dog, yes, I am. I can't get you 45 million, Daniel Jones. And he's saying, but the new TV money's coming. The Amazon money's coming. The who got the DirecTV joint? YouTube money's coming. So, and he's like, dog, I cannot get you 45 million.
He's like, I could get you 32, maybe 35.
Right. And she's like, nah, I want 45. So he probably like, all right, you think you can get 45? You get somebody else to get you 45. But I'm telling you now, it's not happening.
He's like, he think they gonna franchise tag him or something, or
those numbers are below average, dog. He was a DLG. Like the Bama did not lose the game, lose the season for them. But he
Trent
did not do
Dilfer.
anything to elevate them. And I think they're a quarterback away. And I think if they sign this Bama to more than $30 million, it's going to be Joe Flacco and the Ravens. It's going to handicap the team. Saquon Barkley is far more important than Daniel Jones is to this team.
That's
If
a
they
fact.
insert Derek Carr on this same roster for 20 million, 25 million, they will have a better outcome than re-signing Daniel Jones. That's the
That's a
way I
fact.
feel. They need to use that money to get wide receivers, maybe get another tight end, a piece or two on the offensive line. But dog, if they give this Bama this money, D, uninvite me on Sundays because it's gonna be it's gonna be untenable, dog.
I'm gonna be disavowed, so I'm gonna be emotionless.
He gonna be upstairs
He gonna
cooking.
swing
Be
on me.
like, he
He gonna
gonna just
swing
be
on
cooking.
me.
Nah, he just gonna be he
Hey,
gonna be
look.
cooking. He just
Hey,
gonna
look.
Sit in
come
my
down.
pool.
He gonna be like, dog, I'm not watching them Bama's. I'm not watching them, dog.
Right.
Unless
If
they
you
playing
playing it,
us, he just
right.
not gonna be watching them. He
I'm
did.
not.
There was a season when he didn't really watch his team like that, though. He just said like, we'll see. But he just basically like just pushed it off to the side. You could tell
Yeah,
he wasn't interested.
I wasn't
But
invested.
they made him believe though this year though.
They
You
did.
what you
They were
started out
good,
this
bro.
year. He was
Team
like
was good.
dog, I'm not gonna get hype,
We
hope we
believed
do,
before
blah
he
blah.
did.
Then their battles was showing like they was real. Then he just was like, oh, they just all right. It wasn't to the very end where D finally like put his guards down and like
When they
embraced
made the
them. Was like,
playoffs.
yeah,
Right.
he was like, oh,
And
all
actually won
right,
a
we good.
playoff
Yeah.
game. Yeah. Then I was like, all right. And but see, that's the thing. So he, with all the money he's won, that's all our whole cap. And then we got to sign Saquon, and that's the other problem.
You lose Saquon if you sign him to 45. There's no way around it.
I guess my question is, do we sign Saquon?
Yes.
I think he's the best back in football. That's
Okay,
my opinion.
that's your okay.
When he's healthy.
That's the part when he's healthy. So let me say this then about Saquon. I'm gonna get y'all guys' opinion on this. These are the top running backs in the NFL. All right. So Saquon was offered, I think it was 12 million. Obviously, that was
No
they
good.
were trying. They were
That's a
trying.
disrespectful jump.
They were trying
That's
to see if he would bite during the season. He ain't bite, so he was like, nah. So he said he didn't want to reset the market though. That was what Saquon
Okay.
said. So these are the numbers for the top running backs, and
Okay.
I want
Top
you to
running back only getting like 15.
But that was Zeke got 15 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So this is the thing
It's
about
probably not that far away.
right. It's not. It's only 1 million more, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're right. That's exactly. So this is the thing. Top running backs. Christian McCaffrey's at 16 million,
Okay.
and he just got that. All right.
Okay.
Alvin Kamara 15 million.
Okay.
You don't have to go further, D. If the white boy got 15, he needs 16. If the white boy got 16, he needs 17. I know everybody's so in love with McCaffrey,
Christian McCaffrey.
but
That's Shanahan though. That Shanahan guy.
Yeah.
I
is
think
looking like
just everybody's in. Even when he was with Carolina, everybody was so
he's
in love with
good.
him.
He's good.
He's not
though.
better
But
than
that-
he's not better than
you can
Saquon.
do a lot.
He's not better than Saquon.
He's not a so to me, he's not a better runner than Saquon. I
He's
think
a running
Saquon's
back,
a better
right?
Yeah, no, I'm saying no. But I'm just saying, like, I think if you say like pass catching back, I think McCaffrey's better at pass catching than Saquon. And Saquon's not bad.
he?
I know what
I
you're
think
saying.
he is. I
He
think
might be a
is,
better
but
route runner. I'll give you
maybe
that.
okay.
But if you talking about when he catch the ball, he going what's the nigga name?
Saquon.
Got a chance to go to the house. We've seen him do
No,
it.
Saquon, no, he does.
He house
I'm not-
calling. He house calling
house
wheel
calling.
routes. You're not seeing McCaffrey house calling stuff like that.
But see, this
I don't
is the
see McCaffrey don't house call nothing.
yeah.
There it
He do but he get loose though.
He's a good running back, a very good running back. To me, Saquon the best of the league.
Yeah, he's
more
a chunk.
dynamic in it.
Yeah. Christian is
McCaffrey's a workhorse.
he's a chunk running back. It will get you that chunk 20 yard or whatever like that, but he doesn't, take it to the house type of guy. But it's the thing though. So Zeke Elliott 15 million. He out of there.
He washed.
Dalvin Cook.
Kamara.
Dalvin
He
Cook
better,
is
he better than
12.6.
Dalvin Cook to me.
Derrick Henry is 12.5.
He's
Now that's the
better
guy
than-
right there. He got cheated out of his bread.
Yeah, he
To
did.
me, he's the other guy in that conversation for does he need to be the highest paid?
Because you talk about impact. If you take Saquon off your team, y'all don't go to the playoffs. That's just the bottom line.
We don't.
That's just and to me, that's like Derrick Henry don't play, they don't go to the playoffs. Like, you know what I'm saying? He missed games, they don't go to the playoffs. Like, to me, that's the difference where you say the value of the running back goes into it.
But I guess this is the thing that I'm always leery about. those running backs in the top 5 that have all that money, none of them have really lived up to
Lived
that
up to it.
contract. And that's the problem that I have. They don't live up to the contract. And a lot of times they get the money, and then the following season, injuries come, something happens, and then they're not the running back that you thought they were. And so you end up having a guy on your roster, eating up $15-16 million.
So this is the thing. I'd rather pay Saquon in this situation than Daniel Jones, because Saquon has at least shown to be committed to the team. This Bama's done everything he's asked him to do. This Bama put his body on the line. He's come back from his injury, and he looks to be, playing at a high level still.
He's a leader too.
I mean, yeah, 15 million to me against your cap, that ain't 45 million. That ain't 40 million.
Right.
So you still have some flexibility in your team, and everything runs through Saquon anyway. You utilize him so much. Like, half of them touchdowns y'all was scoring against the Vikings was because of decoy of Saquon. Daniel Jones was running out the back door because Saquon, everybody chased Saquon. So when you have somebody like that, you just pay them, and I mean, running backs typically don't live up to their contract. That's just not what they do. But to me, it's not a whole lot of big difference between 16 million and 12 and 14. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's all relative to me.
So I have no troll question, D. Two questions. As a fan, if you had to choose one to stay, which one would you choose? And then the next question, kind of to build off of that, is which one you think would be harder to replace? The production you get out of Daniel Jones or the production you get out of Saquon? No troll. I'm not trying to spin nothing. I'm just curious from you being a fan of the Giants.
I would say, in terms of replacing, is always the quarterback. To me, is always going to be the huge impact, because of the way running backs are treated in the league and how you're able to find running backs to do that. When you look at the teams that have gone further in the playoffs, won championships, they don't typically have top running backs. Now, when you're talking about years ago, when a roster would have a top running back like an Emmitt Smith or something like that, it was different because the league was, predicated on running. But now it's not so much. It's predicated on passing. And so you don't have to have that workhorse, getting 25 carries a game that you used to have. It's more of a guy, can he catch the ball at the backfield? Because I need him to do the mismatch with the linebacker. And so that's my whole thing. I will prefer to have Daniel Jones, but I really want to have both. But based on what he's asking for, Jones, then we got to keep Saquon for continuity on the offense, and then look for a quarterback somewhere somehow to try to fill in that gap. But that's the part. If we lose, that's the bad thing. If we lose Daniel Jones, but the work that we did just this past season, it's going to set us back. In my opinion, it sets your team back. But because the offense that runs through the quarterback. Now, whether that quarterback is doing everything, but a lot of that running game in the beginning of the year was because of, or just in general, because of Daniel Jones' running ability. He really put offenses in the bind, because if you keyed on him, it allows Saquon to go. If you keyed on Saquon, then Daniel would do his thing and do what he was doing.
It was a superb game planning by the coach.
It was. So that's the part, man, that I struggle with.
They ran that back with Daniel Jones at the end like he was Lamar Jackson, dog. They was like,
hey, look, they were treating him just like they were running him just like the boy in Buffalo.
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna get all our bread out of this man before we let him go hit the free agent market. Yeah, so that is all. Follow us at OSS 980 at Other Side of Sports. Shout out to Where's Buffy. Shout out to Sports Reality, Jeremy John. We're gonna get him on the show at some point. Shout out to Sports Talk Tasha. Shout out to Lance J Radio. Shout out to my man Van. Mike, Chris, everybody who rock with us heavy, Chimma, everybody who rock with the show heavy. Subscribe to the channel. Peace.